Hello, this is the view you get when you log into NetSuite. You are taken to your home page or your dashboard, more specifically, is what we call it, and it is wherever you are in NetSuite. You can always get back to your dashboard by clicking this home page icon here, this home icon. Initially, you are going to have one role, which is Latitude Salesperson. Some of you may get extra roles as time goes on, but right now the salespeople have a Latitude Salesperson role, which is the only one there, so that will by default pop up. But if you had multiple roles, you could change them by flipping them over there. So I guess the first thing, just to let you know, this is the first iteration of your dashboard. This content could be updated as time progresses, and probably will be even throughout the period of testing and launch. So, but here is something that will always be here, which is your sales orders pending fulfillment. And so these are sales orders you put in throughout the course of the day that have not yet been fulfilled. And you can see we have two. These portlets don't dynamically update. You have to update them. Each time you log on in the morning, they will refresh, but throughout the day, they will need to be refreshed like that. You can see here next is the inventory items. Put this on the home page too, although you can actually get to anything you see up here. So you can beg your pardon, lists, accounting, items. So since Latitude doesn't have an awful lot of items compared to many other companies, you can see most of them, nearly all of them here actually. So it's quite nice to be able to just browse through them here and see what's in stock. This doesn't reflect real inventory. This is just some inventory that's been adjusted in so that testing can be done. Sales orders can be put in without getting out of stock prompts. Here is sales by item summary. It's a graph that shows you the top 5 items that you've sold by default this fiscal quarter. If you click on any of these here, you are taken to a detailed sales report which shows you actually where those sales came from. So let's go back to our home page. Note one other thing here. This is a shortcut icon. Anytime that you check this, let's go back to this again. Anytime you actually do that, what you do is anywhere in NetSuite you can make a shortcut. You're adding this to your shortcuts. Well, this isn't very interesting, so we're not going to add it, but this is what you would do if you're actually going to add it to your shortcuts. And if you did add it to your shortcuts, it would appear down here. Okay. While we're down here, let's look at a few other things here. Your customer list. Okay. That could be accessed from lists, relationships, customers. We have it here as a shortcut. We already looked at items, but you can actually pull up the item list here. I'm right-clicking on this, by the way, or in Mac parlance, putting 2 fingers on the pad. If you've got a touchpad configured like that, either way, right-clicking is the way to go. It opens in another tab. And here's something else we want to look at, which is our AR aging summary. So I've got a few things in tabs here, and let's open them up. Okay, so here's your customer list, and if you're a sales rep, you can only see your own customers. And here we have 254, which is everything in Illinois. And the reason why it's 254 here is because this is a sales manager's login, and they can see all the customers of their sales reps. So let's go to a customer. So 711 Clark Street. And here's a customer record. We won't dwell on this too much. That will be a separate video, but just note one standard thing in all customers is you have this dashboard icon, which you can click, and it will bring up standard dashboard content. And these reports all pertain to this customer. So if you want to get AR aging detail for this customer, click on that. Payments history by invoice. Feel free to click around this. It's the same for each customer. So let's scroll on the item list. Well, I think we looked at this. This is, the same as the one that's on your dashboard portal. And in this case, we've chosen the Illinois list, but we could choose any location and see what's available, what's on hand, and also the net pricing. So, and finally, let's see, the last one we opened up was the AR aging summary, which could well be useful if you have checks to pick up. If you're doing that thing, some states and some customers like their sales rep to pick up checks. So here you go. If you want to ask for an AR report, you can see it right there. And that is the dashboard content that we opened up. So, and here we have a monthly sales trend. It's a trend graph. You can change this to daily, weekly, quarterly, or yearly, as you wish. These don't have much data in them right now, and they're subject to being enhanced and having new things added. These are just standard ones. Might have some customized ones in there by the time we launch. Not really got using prospects at the moment, not set up, but before a customer becomes a customer, they're a prospect. Good way to manage scouting for new business. The customer list we've looked at, the item list we've looked at. The one thing we haven't looked at is entering a sales order. So let's do it now. Enter new sales order. And here's a new sales order form. So let's enter a sales order. Now, you can either get a list, and as you can see here, on your left, you've got customer numbers now. All customers have now been assigned customer numbers starting with C556. You do not need to remember this number, but it's quite useful when referring to a customer. You can actually type it up there, C556, and it will pull it up in the global search. You can look for items, you can look for anything in there. Lot 100, beg your pardon, maybe do it like that. There we go. You can pull up an inventory item too. This global search is very powerful. You can pull up anything with it. But let's get back to the task at hand, which is entering sales order. So you can either choose a customer from a list or just type the first few letters of customer in, and there we go. Notice it has looked up class and the default location. And there's also delivery method, which when you save it will populate with the customer default. It actually is night move in this instance. I'll leave that blank because that will automatically populate. You can put a PO number in, which will appear on the invoice. You can put a memo in there if there's anything that you want to put as a memo on the invoice. Let's have a look here. Let's look at shipping and delivery notes. These are looked up from the customer record. And this is just, obviously, doesn't really pertain to this particular customer. It's a test. Special instructions will be special instructions that pertain to that particular invoice, not, and this would appear on the invoice. So let's go to the items tab and enter something, shall we? I know that there is some of this in stock, so I adjusted it in. And here's one case. It defaults to the Illinois net, and we could put 4 cases in. Maybe we wanted to add a sample bottle of that too. So, in this instance, we're going to change the default units from 12750, which is what the default was for this, to 1750. Okay, 1750 ml bottle. Okay, and in this instance, we are going to make it a custom price of 0. By the time we launch, there will be a no charge price level in the system, as it's just a bit easier to have that, but this works just as well. Note that this could also be a custom price of whatever you want it to be, if you had an agreement to sell at a custom price, that is. So there we go. We've done a simple sales order, and now we're going to save it. Okay, note a few things here. It's populated the default delivery method. There is a case count of 5, so it has figured out that we have 4 cases and 1 extra bottle. It means there's going to be 5 pieces in this order, effectively. If you put 3 bottles, it would still be 5 pieces. If you put 13 bottles, it would be 6 pieces. It's relatively intelligent as to how this is done. And let's actually just do a quick look at what this is what the sales order looks like. You're not likely to be printing very many sales orders, but there you go. It's not really something the customers see. It's a working document. So here we go. That was a sales order. And if we refresh, boom, we have 3 sales orders now. So that's a quick whirlwind lightning tour of your NetSuite dashboard. Good luck in this initial testing, and thank you.